was a really good movie. I'm so glad the theater is open again. It's been so long since I've been to a movie. Thanks for reaching out. I've been super lonely lately, and these past couple of weeks hanging out with you have been the most fun I've had all summer. I know we haven't talked since high school ended. You moved away, I moved away, but I never forgot about you. You know, sometimes I would just stop and think, I hope they're doing okay, you know? Remember back in the day when we would almost get suspended from school for the stupid things we used to do? Okay, well, you actually did get suspended. I got myself out of it, no thanks to you. But I just remember feeling so lonely when you were gone for those 3 days. You were my closest friend and only friend back then. You still are my closest friend. Like I said, I never really stopped thinking about you when we were apart. You never stopped thinking about me either. Guess we were thinking the same thing then. I wonder why neither of us ever reached out until now. I guess we were too wrapped up in our own lives when we left. But I'm glad to know that we were both thinking of each other. I'm not really that hungry right now, but we could go back to my place if you want. We can go inside and catch up some more, but only if you want to. No pressure. Okay, cool. My apartment is this way. Here it is. My cool apartment in the city. Well, as cool as it could get. Aw, thank you so much. Yeah, I definitely spent way too much time at IKEA getting stuff for this place, but it's finally complete, and I love it here. It's like, I finally feel like I'm really at home here, you know? I'm also planning on adopting a puppy soon. I'm just in the process of signing the paperwork and everything. I get her in about 2 weeks or so. You can come over and meet her when she comes. Oh, that's right, you go back this weekend. Well, that sucks. I kind of wish you could just stay here and we could live near each other and hang out all the time just like we used to. Hey, let's get out of the doorway. I don't want to keep standing here. This is kind of awkward. Do you want something to drink? Yeah, sure. There's water bottles in the fridge. So, how was life away from here? Did you meet cool people? Have crazy experiences? I want to know everything and start from the beginning. Yeah, it was pretty scary leaving this place and everything we've ever known, but it had its positives too. Like, I realized that art professors are very pretentious, but I guess I didn't have to leave this place to know that. I also learned to never room with a person who seems like they're the perfect match for you because they're almost always lying about that. Yeah, I have some pretty funny and pretty misfortunate roommate situations I could spend all night talking about, but I won't bore you with my stories. What about you? What was your experience like? I bet it was amazing. You've always been so cool. You regret it? Like regret moving away? Why? It wasn't what you thought it would be. Well, we all have our expectations, and sometimes they don't turn out the way you thought it would be. I remember my first few weeks there. It seemed like everyone was connecting, and I was just not fitting in. It took me a while, but I eventually found a couple of good friends who I knew I could trust. Actually, I'll let you in on a little secret. I was so scared being away from you that first night. And I actually almost called you, but then I didn't because I just assumed you were already having the time of your life, and I didn't want to hold you back from that. But I'm actually really glad I never called you. Not because I didn't want to hear from you, but because if I had spent all my time on the phone with you, I would have never gotten the chance to grow. And you wouldn't have either. Like, if I never got out of this city, I wouldn't be the person I am today. What kind of person is that? Well, I think I'm more confident in myself, and I care less about what people think of me. Only the people who I care about, whose opinion do I care about, if that makes sense. Like you. I care about what you think of me. Actually, I've never really asked you this, but what do you think of me? I know you think I'm cool, that's why we've been friends all these years. And for the record, I would have stopped being your friend a long time ago if I didn't think you were cool. What else? What else, really? Oh, please, don't start saying something and then never mind me. You know I hate when people do that. If you start saying something, you have to finish saying all of it. Otherwise, you should have just kept your mouth shut. So go ahead. What were you gonna say? No, you're not allowed to leave this apartment until you say whatever it is you were going to say. Nope, I won't let you. I will lock all the doors and super glue them shut until you tell me. We can run out of food and water, and I will still make you tell me. Okay, yeah, I promise I won't tell anybody. You know I'm really good at keeping secrets. Better than you probably think I am. Okay, so tell me, what is it? Oh, you've always thought I was pretty? Aw, thanks. You know, you've never been too bad yourself. At least I never thought so. Okay, now that you've told me your secret, it's only fair that I tell you mine. In the spirit of confession, I'm just going to be honest with you. Remember that party we went to the summer before we both left? Yeah, well, you had a little too much to drink that night, and you ended up kissing me on the way back from the party. And I kissed you back because I didn't know what else to do. And when we kissed, it was like my heart opened up. I mean, I've always kind of messed with the idea of us being together in my head, but the thought never lasted for more than 5 minutes. And then the next day, when you called me and asked what happened that night, I lied to you. I told you that we just went home because I knew you were really drunk and didn't want to complicate things between us before we left. You didn't even remember, and I couldn't tell if you kissed me because I was just there, or if you kissed me because you actually wanted to kiss me. And every now and then I still think about that memory and wonder what could have happened if you had remembered. So that's my secret. It's stupid, I know, just forget I said anything, it doesn't even matter now. We're both adults now, and who cares about one drunken kiss at a party? What? You did remember? You only asked me what happened because you wanted to see if I would say something. Oh my gosh. So this whole time, you remembered what happened that night? Unbelievable. Well, how come you never said anything to me? You didn't want to complicate things either. Yeah, I I get it. You think about it sometimes too? Well, that's good to know. So, here we are in my apartment, both sober this time. I think we're both going to be sure we remember this. That was nice, and definitely better this time around. You know, people always say to not fall for your friends, but I just couldn't help it. You're the person who understands me the best, the one who was always there for me. How could I not fall for you? I'm glad you kissed me that night all those years ago. Yes, really I am, because if you hadn't, we wouldn't be right here, right now, being together. Hey, why don't you stay over tonight? I have extra blankets and pillows. We can order takeout and watch movies just like we used to. Please don't go. Please stay.